welcome to my Flagstaff home. For those of you who are new to watching my channel, this video might open your eyes to something you might not have known before. For those of you who have been watching my Flagstaff home for a little while, you've probably figured out that there's a part of Arizona that most people don't know about. When people think of Arizona, which is in the southwest, of course, in the United States, people typically think of this: desert, cactus. They think of hot weather. They might also think about this. So the Grand Canyon, of course, is in Arizona. And so some people might think of that. And other people might even think about this. And this, of course, is Sedona, and it's a big tourist attraction in Arizona. The thing that most people don't think about is that the desert part, the hot part. Now, the Grand Canyon and Sedona are not in the desert hot part of Arizona, but what most people think of as Arizona really only comprises about half the state, maybe a little bit more than half the state. The rest of the state is at quite a bit higher elevation, and anybody who lives in the West knows that elevation, it has everything to do with temperature and with the overall landscape. So the farther north you go in Arizona, the higher you go in elevation, well, to a point. Where I live in Flagstaff, we're at an elevation of 7,000 feet, and then of course around it goes down, obviously. But still, all the elevations are probably around 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 feet, and our mountain in town goes up to 11,000 something feet, maybe 12,000 feet, really high. And that means that this whole northern part of the state is much cooler and does not look like the desert of Phoenix and Tucson. But anyway, I wanted to give you a peek at a part of Arizona that you may not know exists, and that of course is the town where I live. And so I'd just like to show you what we are looking at today outside. So this is just what we got overnight, and there's about 9 inches of snow. My husband is in a bad mood right now because of this. He's digging out his truck, and then he'll use the snowblower to clear everything else away. But we certainly did get a lot of snow. That little tree in my front yard will probably eventually get buried this winter if it keeps up the way it has been. But everyone out on the street is snow blowing. As you can see, my husband has done part of the driveway. That's a good 9 or maybe 10 inches there. But I think my husband's running out of time here, so I'm probably have more snow shoveling going on. Of course, everybody is trying to get out so they can go to work. There's my little fir tree in the front yard that usually gets, well, on winters like this, usually gets pretty significantly buried. I think the foot of snow we got overnight was more than what was anticipated. Let me focus in here. I think it was more than what was anticipated. They said that by Friday, and today's Wednesday, they said we're supposed to have 1.5 feet by Friday. Well, we already got 1 foot, so I wouldn't be surprised if we have 2 feet or more by Friday. All right, so this is the next day, and we got another 1.5 feet of snow overnight. And this morning, you can see that pine tree of mine is almost buried. And I just want to show you what my street looks like. Everybody's been shoveling and trying to do what they can to dig out. And here, let me show you. My husband's truck, and that's how high all the snow is that we've been digging out from. My neighbors over here digging out, but the whole street is just completely enveloped in snow. And then this is my backyard. I tried to dig a little bit of a path across the deck so my My cat does not go outside, but she doesn't like to use her litter box, so she only goes outside to use the bathroom. So I shoveled her a little path there, and then there's my garden shed out there and all the snow. Look at the trees, they're just heavy, 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 heavy with snow. And then I also tried to look at my grill, and then over here I tried to shovel a path for my dogs so they could go out and do their business. But I went out to the satellite dish on the side of the house, and when I walked out there, the snow was literally up to my knees, and it was just crazy. And I think we're supposed to get another foot by tomorrow, so we'll probably end up with about 4 feet of snow in 3 days. Snowed yesterday, and probably got maybe 5 or 6 inches yesterday. And then we woke up this morning to over a foot more snow. Today it's the snow has sort of been falling, but maybe it's accumulated another inch or two. And then we're supposed to get, I think, another foot by tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. By tomorrow or Friday. And so this is really not crazy for us. Flagstaff typically gets 100 inches of snow every winter. Last winter we didn't have as much snow, but typically we get a lot of snow. Sometimes we get huge amounts in 1 week. There was a year when we got 5 feet of snow in 1 week. Yes, 5 feet of snow. I remember it well because my husband had a broken foot, a broken ankle, and I was doing all the snow removal that year. But I want to pop in a picture for you of my backyard to show you. Go ahead and take a look. That's my back fence. It's a 6-foot fence. And yes, that snow is a foot from the top of that 6-foot fence. It was crazy that week. So anyway, we have that, but I also want to show you some other things. We're not just known for being cold and getting snow, but we also just have beautiful forest. So I'd like to pop in some pictures for you so you can see some forest areas. We're surrounded by lakes and trails, and people do all sorts of outdoorsy kinds of things here. In the summer, people hike and climb, and in the winter time, they snowshoe and ski. We have a ski resort here in town, and it's just something that most people don't think of. Then if you go a little bit farther outside of Flagstaff, you'll run into areas where there's Navajo Indian Reservation and also Hopi Reservation lands, which look totally different. I'll pop in a few pictures for you here so you can see what those are like. Those are down a little bit in elevation, so when it snows really hard in Flagstaff, it is not snowing quite so hard there. They might get, well, with the snow that we got today, they might have gotten a few inches. If we get a few inches, they get a dusting on the reservation and really any of the surrounding areas that are a little bit lower in elevation. But it is just a unique part of Arizona. Flagstaff in particular has all kinds of really cool tourist attractions in the vicinity. We're only an hour and 15 minutes away from the Grand Canyon. And so it's a really great place to visit. It has a charming downtown too. So that doesn't have anything to do with our weather and all of that, but I just thought that I would give you guys a sneak peek of the kind of thing that we deal with in a part of Arizona that most people don't know about. Hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you'll join me in future videos for My Flagstaff Home. If you're not currently subscribed, hit that button right there, and YouTube will let you know when I upload new videos. I do videos not just about Flagstaff and my town, but also about cooking, crafting, gardening, and stuff like that. So I hope you'll come along. Take care, you guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.